What if the grocery store had a pharmacy section that nobody told you about? Not pills, not supplements, not powders. Just 5 specific foods that clinical studies have shown to directly target the fat wrapped around your organs. Not belly fat in general, this fat. Specifically, here is what they are. Before we get into the list, a quick but important distinction. Most diet advice targets body fat in general. Eat less, move more, lose fat everywhere. But visceral fat, the fat surrounding your liver, pancreas, and intestines, responds differently. It has its own triggers, its own hormonal drivers, and its own dietary enemies. The 5 foods in this video were selected based on one specific criteria: studies showing direct, measurable reduction in visceral fat, not just overall weight loss. That difference matters.
Number 1, fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring. The omega-3 fatty acids in these fish, specifically EPA and DHA, do something remarkable. They activate a gene pathway called PPAR-alpha. PPAR-alpha directly signals your liver to burn stored visceral fat for fuel instead of storing more. A 2021 study in the journal Nutrients found that participants who consumed fatty fish 3 times per week showed a 12% reduction in visceral fat over 12 weeks, with no other dietary changes. Not total fat, visceral fat, specifically. 3 servings a week. That's the threshold the research points to.
Number 2, berries, particularly blueberries and blackberries. Here's what makes berries different from other fruits. They contain a compound called pterostilbene, a close relative of resveratrol. Pterostilbene inhibits an enzyme called fatty acid synthase, the enzyme your body uses to convert excess sugar into visceral fat. So, essentially, it blocks one of the main manufacturing pathways of visceral fat at the cellular level. A study from the University of Michigan found that rats with high-fat diets who received blueberry supplementation had 73% less visceral fat than the control group. Human trials show more modest, but consistent effects, particularly when berries replace other high-sugar snacks. The mechanism is real. The food is accessible, and it's one of the few foods where more is consistently better.
Number 3, green tea. Not green tea extract, not supplements. Actual brewed green tea. Green tea contains a catechin called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate. EGCG does 2 things simultaneously. First, it increases norepinephrine activity, the hormone that tells fat cells to release stored energy. Second, it specifically sensitizes visceral fat cells to that signal, making them more responsive than subcutaneous fat cells. In plain language, green tea tells your body to burn the fat around your organs first. A meta-analysis published in the International Journal of Obesity found that regular green tea consumption, 2 to 4 cups daily, was associated with significant reductions in visceral fat, independent of caloric restriction. The key word there is independent. You don't have to be dieting for this to work.
Number 4, legumes, specifically lentils, chickpeas, and black beans. This one surprises people. Legumes are high in a type of fiber called resistant starch. Resistant starch doesn't digest in the small intestine. It travels to the large intestine, where your gut bacteria ferment it, producing short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate.
Butyrate does something critical. It reduces intestinal permeability, what's sometimes called leaky gut, which is one of the primary drivers of visceral fat inflammation. When your intestinal lining is compromised, inflammatory molecules enter your bloodstream and trigger visceral fat expansion. Legumes interrupt that cycle.
A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that participants who consumed legumes 4 times per week had measurably lower visceral fat deposits compared to those who didn't, even when total caloric intake was matched. Same calories, less visceral fat deposits. That's the power of what you eat, not just how much.
Number 5, olive oil, specifically extra virgin. The distinction matters. Regular olive oil won't do this. It has to be extra virgin. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in a compound called oleocanthal, a natural anti-inflammatory that works through the same pathway as ibuprofen. But here's what makes it relevant to visceral fat specifically. Visceral fat tissue is chronically inflamed. It produces inflammatory cytokines continuously. Oleocanthal doesn't just reduce systemic inflammation. Studies show it specifically suppresses cytokine production within visceral fat tissue itself. You're essentially cooling the most dangerous fire in your body. A randomized controlled trial in the journal Diabetes Care found that participants following a Mediterranean diet, high in extra virgin olive oil, showed a 30% greater reduction in visceral fat compared to a low-fat control diet. 2 tablespoons daily. That's the dose used in most studies. Not a supplement, not a pill. 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
So here's the full list. Fatty fish, berries, green tea, legumes, extra virgin olive oil. 5 foods, each with a distinct biological mechanism, each backed by direct visceral fat research, not just general weight loss studies. One thing worth noting, none of these work as magic bullets in isolation. But combined, as part of a consistent eating pattern, they create overlapping biological effects that target visceral fat from multiple angles simultaneously. The science doesn't ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be consistent. Most people are trying to lose fat without understanding what kind of fat they're fighting. Now, you know the difference. And now you have 5 tools that science has actually tested against it. Next video, the exact morning routine that keeps visceral fat from coming back, based on 3 separate metabolic studies. Subscribe, turn on notifications. This is VisceralLab. Fat science decoded.